Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, all the product I'm using and all the dimensions will be listed below. There's a link to my online store if you wish to purchase any of these products. There's my email address if you have any questions. There is a link to our Facebook group. We'd love to have you join that. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. So today I have a small piece of paper, designer paper from Them Bones. And early in the week, I've been doing Halloween cards and stuff, and I said there will be no cards. Matter of fact, this project, there's no stamping either. So we're using Them Bones paper. So I brought out this one piece, and this is what we're making. It is just a cute little treat box. The size of the box, it is 3 inches by 4 inches by 1 inch. And so it's a nice size treat box. There's a little bow here. I'm not going to untie this one because I got him tied so perfect. I'll have to untie him to fill him, but I'm not going to because you're going to see him get to put together here. So it's pretty easy. So the first thing we need to do is we need to trim this piece of paper. And I'm just going to trim it right down on the sides. Now, we're using this one, but you could use this one to do the same thing. And remember, there's multiples of these in the paper pack if you're not using this houndstooth or bats. I haven't decided if it's looks like houndstooth, but sort of looks like bats. You could make the call. So we're going to use that piece here. And we are going to die cut it. And we are using the Deckled rectangle dies. And I'm using, I think this is like the 5th one. Let me pull it out. They're all getting messed over here. Yeah, the 5th one from the center, or 4th one from the outside. But use whatever dies. You could use other dies. This is just the one I chose to do. But you got to set it some dies that will cut this out. These are very easy treat boxes, so you can mass produce them. And I'm going to get him in here. A little bit of grass. Make sure I got some sky. About like that. And you didn't have to die cut this. You could actually just cut it with your trimmer as well. But I sort of like the die cut look of that. And that is the end of the die cutting. So let me put this away real fast. Other things you're going to need a piece of, this is Daffodil Delight. It is just a hair under 3 inches and just a hair under 4 inches. If you don't make it a hair under, it'll overhang the box. So that's why you want to make it just a hair under those. And I mean a hair like a 1/16. I mean, I did not go. I'll show you. When you look at a trimmer, I didn't even go to this one. I was like in between the last mark and the 4. So it's just a hair under. So this is going to get mounted on here. We might as well go ahead and do that right now. Now the yellow, the whole thing is going to get popped up on the box. And I know it's got larger borders at the bottom, not at the bottom, but on the 2 sides. Just like that. Okay. But now we have to build a box. So you need a piece of cardstock that is 11 by 5. I'm using black. Use whatever you want, but this is what I chose. Whoa, as I knock my tea over. And we are going to score this starting on the 11-inch side. We are going to score at 1, 5, 6, and 10. And I'm going to turn it over and score at 1 and 4, or you can turn it around and score it at 1 again. This is a really, like I said, a very simple little flip box. Go ahead and fold and burnish all those lines. Okay, this is what we have so far. And we have the little squares and then the rectangles. We're going to cut, and I'm going on just the outside of that square, so I make sure that the score mark has been cut off, and I'm wedging in slightly on both sides. So I'm just going on the outside of that score line. And just making a little wedge. And we're going to get that done on all these. And the other side. I know I'm leaving the tabs. I'll come back and get them in a minute. I find it easier sometimes just to cut them and then pull them off later. They don't drop off. And just walk my way back across and grab them all away. So this is our box. I guess I should have put a piece of white paper so you could see it easier. You can, with the lines on there. So we got the 3 tabs and the 3 tabs. So you're going to just decide what's going to be your bottom and your top. I'm going to make this the bottom here. I'm going to put glue here and here. I'm going to start at this end and put these in. Now you could use Seal Plus if you wanted, or tear and tape. I'm a glue girl when it comes to putting boxes together when possible. Sometimes you have to use a little tear and tape or whatever. But you can just do both those ends. And then this one here, you're going to put glue on both those, and they're going to come up into that one. That's the bottom of your box. Like I said, this is a nice size treat box. You put quite a bit in here. Make sure you're getting everything lined up at 90-degree angles, because if you don't, your box won't close right. Just like that. So that's the bottom of the box. This is going to be the front and lid. Now I am putting a little, this is my 1/2-inch punch. I'm sure many of you have little punches. You don't sell these anymore. But just a little 1/2-inch punch there. Just a little finger hole. And then we're going to glue these 2 in like that. And a little glue on this one. Make sure we have a nice 90-degree. For just a second. And hold this for just a second. Okay. I'm going to let that sit for just a moment, and I'm going to grab my ribbon. I am using, this one is the large check ribbon. This is out of the mini catalog. This is the wider ribbon. There's the gingham one that's narrower in the other one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and close this down like that. Now, with all flip boxes, the wings always stick out. That's why I'm using ribbon. They come across here, across the box, and I'm going to tie a bow, I think. I'm having a left-right problem today. No, hang on. I usually leave it on the spool, but for some reason, I know what the problem is. I need to turn the box around. That's what works for me. I hope. Okay. Now I'm going to tie this right on the top of here. Did I leave enough? Yeah. And tie my bow. You know me and bows. Some days I'm having a good bow day, and some days I'm not. Today is obviously not one of my better bow days, but I think we'll make it work. That looks pretty good. Now I want this on this side. This is my front, and I want it on this side, so I'm just sliding it around here and pushing it where I want it. Just like that. That side's a little long. Let's try to shorten it up a little bit. There we go. No. Just like that. You know, when we have bows, we have to fuss with them. You all do it. I know you do. If there's someone out there that doesn't fuss with bows, I want to meet them and tell me their secret. So we're going to go ahead and put this whole thing up on dimensionals. So we need to make sure that we do not put any dimensionals over that ribbon, because we need to untie the ribbon to open the box. Okay? And I'm going to use black because the box is black. And I have some nice strips here, so we're going to go ahead and use some of these nice strips on here. So I know if I put one of these at the top, we'll be fine. And we still need to put something right through the middle here. Not where that ribbon's going to go. That's what edges are very nice for this. I'm using black because my box is black and I didn't want the white shining through. And this will mount right. I'm not pressing down until I get it right in place. There it is. And push it down. And to add a little bling to this box, I went with the ghosts and the bats out of them Bones set. And I'm going to put one of each on here. And a ghost. Get a different ghost. He's going to need a glue dot. And that's the box. Like I said, it was a simple project, but I don't know about everybody else, but I need treat boxes this time of year of different shapes and sizes. So I decided to make a very simple one. So I said with the DSP, if you just want to use the pictures out of the DSP, you can make numerous boxes. And like I said, with little or no work, no stamping, and we're not even into 15 minutes and we have the whole thing done. So everybody have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week. And remember to like, share, and subscribe, and help me grow in YouTube world. If you want any of these products, we have a good demonstrator offer going on. If you want to become a demonstrator, drop me an email, or you can go to my online store and purchase items. So goodbye and have a nice weekend.